Good God. It's windy out there, y'all. Y'all see me? I almost blew away. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, One Physical Therapist Assistant. Oh, man, another day with the Legends of America, man. Another day with the Legends of America. I want to give a shout out to my baby today. My baby. My car, the Batmobile, the car that y'all see me driving in. I'm giving her a shout out today. I'm gonna tell y'all how working in nursing homes has helped me avoid car payments for over 8 years now. I ain't had a car payment in over 8 years and it feels amazing. It feels amazing. I don't even notice it anymore. It's so normal to me not to have a car payment. But car payments are very, very normal. Anyway, let me tell y'all a story, okay? My wife, I love my wife. I love my wife to death, love her to death. But she's never really been into cars like that. My wife just needed I get my inspiration from her also. She always just wanted and needed something safe and reliable to get her back and forth from A to B. From the get-go, I'm talking about when she first started driving. I taught my wife how to drive. She always wanted something simple. So she always gravitated towards the smaller cars, right? I'll never forget, first car was like a little Chevrolet, what was it? Little Chevrolet Cavalier, y'all remember them? That's all she's had was small cars, right? And it started to rub off on me. You know why? Because I was always into slightly bigger cars, nice cars. I had this one car. I'm gonna tell you about one car I had. Oh, this car gave me so many headaches. It was a Cadillac. If I could find a picture, I'm gonna put a picture up. Cadillacs was cool back in the day, and I wanted me a Cadillac. So I found this Cadillac Seville, and I bought it. This thing gave me so many problems. I'm talking, it was problems all the time. But I remember when I had to get some major work done to it. I can't remember what it was. I think it was something with the transmission, and had to stay in the shop for a few days. So I had to borrow my wife's car to drive back and forth to work. My wife had a little Nissan Sentra. I hope I can find a picture of this little Sentra. When I tell you this thing right here, this little gray Nissan Sentra was a tank. This thing could drive through anything. Snow, no problem. One thing about small cars, y'all, this is a pro tip. If you've ever had a small car versus a mid-sized car, let's say Honda Civic versus Honda Accord, Toyota Corolla versus Toyota Camry, Nissan Sentra versus Nissan Altima or Nissan Maxima. If you've ever driven both of those types of cars, a small one versus a mid-size, the small cars do so much better in the snow. Did you know that? Did you know that? I used to drive a Nissan Maxima way back in the day. That thing was terrible in the snow. I was terrified to drive it in the snow. But my wife's little Nissan, oh my goodness, this thing used to conquer the snow. It felt like I was four-wheel driving through the snow when I drove this car in the snow. But anyway, I had to borrow my wife's small car for a few days, driving it back and forth to work, and the experience was amazing. This little car was nice, and the gas was very cheap. I loved it. This thing had a little pick-me-up. This thing was cheap on gas. This thing could fit in any parking space. You go into the garages, man, those little small compact spaces, they're always available for you when you drive smaller cars. I'm making the case for smaller cars in this video too. Smaller cars are amazing if you can get past the smallness of them. But anyway, we ended up, that car was about to die. It was on its last leg. I wanted to drive it till the wheels fall off, and it literally was getting close to the wheels falling off. However, she needed a new car, okay? So we decided to go find her a new car. We went up to Jersey. We always find good deals in Jersey. It's weird. Jersey always has good deals on cars. But we went up to find another car, and she wanted to find a smaller car, another smaller Nissan. She liked Nissans. She wanted another one. So we was looking at this Nissan Versa, this gray Nissan Versa that my wife now drives. We were looking at it, okay? However, I was so in love with the small car experience, I had an idea. You know what? We trying to find a good deal. Well, why don't we present to the dealership? Why don't we tell them, they give us a good deal, we'll take two. We'll take his and hers, because I need a new workmobile, okay? I still had my Cadillac that was acting crazy. I think I had an SUV too. Anyway, I needed a new workmobile, and I was in love with the small car experience. So we presented to the dealership, hey, you give us a good deal, we'll take 2 of them off your lot. And we know that'll be good for inventory. We can take 2 off the lot. So lo and behold, they gave us a nice deal. I believe it was a little over $11,000 for each car. So it came to a little bit over $22,000 for 2 brand new 2017 Nissan Versa Notes. The Batmobile that I'm driving right now, my baby. How many miles I got on this thing? I got 126,000 miles on it. Had it brand new since 2017. Thing drives like a tank. Y'all know we had a little bit of snow last week and a few weeks before. No problem. Little cars do good. I don't know what it is about little cars. Any car guys out there or women out there, tell me, why do small cars do better in the snow than mid-sized cars? Not SUVs and trucks. You know, y'all big boys with the 4-wheel drives. I see y'all out there slipping and sliding in the snow like y'all can't slide, acting like y'all own the road, creeping up on my back in the snow. But anyway, small cars always do better in the snow than mid-sized cars. Somebody explain that to me. I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for it, but that has been my experience. Anybody else experience this? Do you feel like you need a big 4-wheel drive, souped up GMC Silverado F450,000 just to drive around for maybe 2 or 3 snow days out the year, wherever you live at? Because that's the way we think. We be thinking we need the all-wheel drive for SUV. We be thinking we need the big old truck to do these things that we see on the commercials. Car commercials are interesting, yo. They be showing the car riding through the desert or riding up the mountains, as if you're gonna be doing that every day if you buy this car, as if you're gonna be living this car lifestyle when you get this car. You're gonna be climbing the mountains. No, you ain't. You're gonna be driving back and forth to work. You won't be on the road, okay? And they'll show a fancy car, Land Rover, riding up the mountains or riding through 20 feet of snow. You might be driving through 6 inches of snow 2 days out the year, because that's how much it's been snowing lately. And then a few weeks later, it'll snow maybe 6 inches again, and then it'll clear up. That's what you're gonna be dealing with in reality. But no, advertising has you thinking you need this machine. The funniest car commercial, I don't know if y'all saw this car commercial. This was funny. I don't know what it is. It was a Hyundai or something, but it had some smart technology in it. And the girl was outside on a date with a clown, a dude that was whack. He was sitting at a table eating, and he's just being whack. And she's ready to end the date. And she's so ready to end the date that she calls her car. She pushes a button, and her car valets itself up to her and stops, which signals she's going to get out of this date. So she just gets out of the date and walks to the car. Marketing makes you believe that you need this car to save you from a whack date. That is crazy, and people will believe this stuff. People will believe that if they buy the Grand Cherokee, they're going to be on the open desert Sahara, and they're going to be going through the Colorado Rocky Mountains, you know? You feel me? Don't fall for it, y'all. Don't fall for it. These small cars do wonderful things. I tell you, yo, if I get in an accident, God forbid, if I get in an accident and I'm able to walk away from it and the car is totaled, my Batmobile, this little Nissan, if this thing is totaled, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up to CarMax. I think we got one up in Christiana, up in Newark, Delaware. CarMax. I'm going to go up to CarMax. I'm going to tell them to let me see 2020, where we at? 2022 or 2021 Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see anything else. Don't try to sell me anything else. If you ain't got none of them, I'm taking my business elsewhere. I'm getting one of them because they're reliable cars. They age well. They hold value. But after 3 or 4 years, that's when most of the depreciation happens. So you should be able to get a good deal in that year range, and you should be able to get good mileage. Plus, it should be certified pre-owned. I only want to see certified pre-owned. Okay? Those things are so reliable. Toyota Corollas, Honda Civics got a good reputation. I only need something to get me from A to B. That's all you need. Now, how does working in a nursing home help me with this? Well, it's because I see it. I told you about the 80-something-year-old I saw with the Yukon. Just bought a Yukon. You 80-something years old, man. You can't get up in that thing. So we in therapy practicing how to get up in the Yukon when you shouldn't have bought the Yukon. Why do you need the Yukon, 83-year-old? Or do you worry you might have to go to the Colorado Rocky Mountains and climb up them? You worried that there's going to be 25 feet of snow and you're going to need that Yukon's power and four-wheel drive? Is that what you worried about? I had a dude, oh my goodness, you know what's that big truck? Honda Avalanche? I believe it's called the Avalanche. It's a Toyota or a Honda. But anyway, big dumb truck, big truck. I'm not hating on big trucks. I get it. I understand. This is America. That's what we do. I get it. I used to be a welder. I used to work in a plant with 250 country boys. Nothing but big old trucks in the parking lot. So I get it. I'm just saying. The average car payment nowadays, what is it? $700,000, I don't know. Let's say your car payment is $500. $500 a month. You know what you can do with $500 a month? You know what you can do? I did a little calculation. I don't know which AI you use. I like Gemini. I'm a Google fan. I'm Team Google. Shout out to Google. I use their phones. I use a lot of their products, and I'm a shareholder. So I rocks with Gemini, but I use ChatGPT too. Which AI do you use? Huh? Do you use Gemini? Do you use ChatGPT? Do you use Copilot? I use Copilot a little bit from Microsoft. It's cool. Or do you use DeepSeek? You better be careful with DeepSeek. That's the one over there in China. But anyway, I asked Gemini and I also asked ChatGPT. What would you have if you, like, say, go back to January 2022, okay? You invest $500 a month, a car payment, actually a okay car payment by today's standards. You invest $500 a month from 2022 into, just say, the S&P 500. Just buy a ETF like Vanguard's VOO, which tracks the S&P 500. What would you have if you invested $500 a month from January 2022 to today, February 2025? You would have invested a grand total of $19,000. That's how much it would be. But if you would have invested in the S&P, you would have ended up with over $22,000. So that's not a lot. We're talking about a little over $3,000. It's not a lot, but it's a lot better than just giving it to a bank for a car payment on an asset, well, not even an asset, on an item that's just dropping in value. So buy certified pre-owned small cars. Did you know Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, formerly known as Facebook? I learned that he drove a Toyota Prius for a long time. I don't know if he does now. He drove a Toyota Prius. One of the richest men in the world drives a Toyota Prius, thinking electric. Rich people understand the lack of value of a car. You don't need to flex. You don't need to buy something that you can't afford. You don't need to be making astronomical car payments. I read that Warren Buffett, another one of the richest people in the world, I think at one point he was driving a Honda Accord, and I think he still drives a Cadillac now. A Cadillac. To a billionaire, Cadillac is, it's nothing. But again, he understands that a car is used to get you from point A to point B. I see it in the nursing homes, man. The dude with the Avalanche, big old truck, bought the Avalanche and had a fall, broke his hip. You know how long he couldn't get up in that Avalanche? Couldn't get up in it. Could not get up in it. That thing had to sit. He had to get somebody to come over and start it up because he couldn't drive it. I think he had to drive his wife's car or get in his wife's car. I think she had like a mid-sized car or something. A Toyota Avalon. But anyway, that's what they teach me, y'all. I see them. I see it. And I be feeling bad for the people who are older and get themselves into car payments. Why? I mean, yes, nice cars are nice. I understand. I've had a couple nice cars in my time. However, there's so much more you can do with that money. And I know when you're older, you probably want to. That's probably the thing you want to do with the money. Buy the nice car. But Is it nice if you can't manage the car? I had another guy. He was real big into Corvettes. Huge guy. Morbidly obese guy. Picture morbidly obese and picture Corvette. You feel what I'm saying? Picture morbidly obese and picture Corvette. I get it, you're retired, you have a lump sum, and you love Corvettes. But you know you can't get in and out of the Corvette, bruh. You know you can't. You know you can't. But we such a car culture. We are such a car culture. And I understand. I was there. I told you I had a baby. My baby was the Nissan 370Z. I love that car. But it wasn't worth it. No, it was not worth it. I very much wish I would have invested that money when I had that car, when I bought that car. So I learned from the older adults that having a car or having an astronomical car payment is not worth it. It's much better to do something more beneficial with that money. That's why I haven't had a car payment in over 8 years. I vow and vouch to never, ever have a car payment ever again. Ever again. Long as I'm living. Like I said, if something happens to this car and I walk away, certified pre-owned. Straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. Certified pre-owned. I just need to get back and forth from A to B. So shout out to my wife. Me and her, we bought his and hers Nissan Versa Notes. She loves her little Versa Note. I love my little Versa Note. And yes, we can fit the whole family. I have put my whole family and the dog in this little car. Wifey in the passenger seat, son in the back, daughter in the back, my 2 children in the back, and the dog in the hatchback part. I've done it. It can be done. It's a little snug. But it can be done. Okay? Oh my goodness. I had a nurse that I worked with. A nurse. Tiny little nurse. She looked like she weighed about 110 pounds soaking wet. She was a quote unquote soccer mom. She had 2 little kids and she drove the extended Tahoe. You know the Tahoe, right? The Yukon. She drove the Denali one with the extended big back, the big long back. And she thought she needed that because she had 2 kids that play lacrosse. What? What? Don't let marketing fool you, y'all. Don't let advertising and marketing fool you. Okay? Whew. That is my car story. But yes, I learned from the older adults that having a big car payment when I could do so much more with that free cash, so much more, is not beneficial. It's just not beneficial. Okay? Anyway, y'all, it's your boy One Physical Therapist Assistant. Y'all know me. I'm the dude that tells you to respect your elders. I'm the dude that tells you to make sure you do something good. Make sure you help somebody when you get a chance, no matter how big or small that help is, okay? I had a 103-year-old the other day. 103 years old. Chilling with her in her room, talking to her, getting some wisdom. And she had a bottle of Gatorade, right? Bottle of Gatorade. Nobody opened it for her. You know how hard it is for a 103-year-old to get the bottle of Gatorade open? It's hard. It's not an easy task. She was trying to open it like she had arthritis in her hands. So she was trying to open it with like, you know how you and I would open something? You and I would open it like this. She was trying to open it like this with like this part of her hand because these fingers were hurting. And she was struggling. So I said, I'll do it for you, ma'am. She gave me the Gatorade. I opened it with no problem. Gave it back to her. You should have seen the look on her face. She was like, oh, well, you are strong. I said, well, thank you, ma'am. Here's your Gatorade. You get your electrolytes and your hydration. But when I say help somebody, something like that, that's a simple task, simple thing, but it made her day because she really wanted some Gatorade. But anyway, y'all be safe, man. I will holler at y'all in the next video.